Griselda. There you are. Do you want to eat?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm late, but don't bother.
It's no bother. Are you hungry?
No, really, I'm not that hungry.
Have some veggies.
I don't eat that stuff.
But we're all eating veggies and getting nice and fat. I hope you're not developing anorexia.
Well, alright, if you guys are, I don't mind.
Griselda's life is like a fairy story, except it starts with her marrying the prince.
Marlene, he's just a marquis.
But he's absolute lord for miles around. Everyone is his liege. Absolute lord of life and death. And you were the poor but beautiful pheasant girl, and he whisked you away. Near enough a prince.
How old were you?
15.
Wow. I was in the court circles, and it was still a shock for me. Had you ever met him before?
Well, actually, yes. I had seen him riding. We all had. And he'd seen me in the fields of the sheep.
So he asked you to marry him while you're mending the sheep out of the blue?
No. It was on the wedding day. I was waiting outside to see the procession. We all wanted him to get married because we all wanted to have an heir to take care of us when he died.
I don't think Walter wanted to get married.
And at last he announced the date for the wedding. Nobody knew who it was, so we figured it was a foreign princess. And finally, out of nowhere, he showed up in front of our cottage and spoke with my father.
Wow. So did your father say that he wanted you to serve the prince?
No, actually, my father could hardly speak. The Marquis did say it wasn't an order. He did say I had the option of denying, but if I chose to say yes, I'd have to obey him in everything.
That's when you should have suspected.
But a wife must obey their husband, Marlene.
Then why mention it at all, Griselda?
And of course I must obey the Marquis.
Because he had a thing about it, that's why.
So what did you get married in? I mean, you can't, get married in your own clothes. That'd be perverse.
Just wait.
Well, he had ladies with him. They undressed me, they had a white silk dress, and they had jewels for my hair.
And at first he seemed perfectly normal.
Marlene, you're always so critical.
Come on, Griselda, he took your baby.
Of course, he was normal. He was very kind. Walter just found it hard to believe I could ever love him. And he had to prove it to himself.
I don't think Walter likes women.
I know he loved me the whole time.
Wait,
He just had a funny way of showing it.
wait, so he took your baby. Was it a boy?
No, the first was actually a girl.
Even still, it's hard enough. Had you ever, taken care of it before?
Well, yes, I got to see her when she was 6 weeks old.
You should have taken her straight away.
And what was his reason for taking the child again?
He said that people hated me because I was one of them, and in order to keep him quiet, he had to do away with her. But he did say he wouldn't snatch her. Therefore, we agreed, and I promised to obey. And one day while I was feeding her, a man came in and took her. Yeah.
And you just let him take her, you didn't struggle.
Come to think of it, I did ask him to allow me to give her a kiss. It was Walter's child too.
Walter was a bastard.
Even so, murder?
Look, I promised.
I can't stand this. I'm going for a pee.
No, I understand. I mean, he was your life. You had to do it. Did you ever have, favors for him again?
Oh yes, we were very happy together. We never mentioned the incident again.
Thank you. But surely he wouldn't,
Wait, after 4 years, we did have another child. It was a boy.
So it was a boy?
Yes.
So then you had a happy ending after all.
Yes, he was pleased. I was able to keep my son till he was 2 years of age. A peasant's child. A peasant's grandson, actually. Yeah, that's how he described it. People were angry.
He didn't just kill his kids just because.
Well, no. No, he would never follow the people. He was just trying to see how much I loved him, that's all.
You didn't have any more children?
No, it was 12 years, and then he tested me again.
And what did he do this time?
Well, it just so happens he sent me away. The people wanted him, if I recall correctly, They wanted him to marry someone else to give him an heir to the throne. And therefore, I agreed to go back with my father. And the way I came is the way I left, with nothing.
Better to go if your master doesn't want you.
I took off my clothes. Of course, he did allow me to keep a slip, so he wouldn't be ashamed. And I walked barefoot to my father's house. My father came out crying, and everyone was upset, except for me.
At least your father wasn't dead. I had nobody.
Yes. I was content, actually. And soon after, just as I expected, he called for me again.
I wouldn't have gone.
Well, but he told me to, and I had to obey him. He wanted me to prepare his wedding. He was going to marry some France lady girl.
It's always hard to take another woman.
Well, nobody expected me, but nobody else could actually... Nobody can do everything that he liked the way I knew that he liked it. So, I don't know. Plus, she was 16 and more beautiful than I, and so I could understand why he loved her so much.
Oh God, I can't bear it. I want some coffee. 3 coffees, 3 brandies, double brandies, straight away.
You know, she had her younger brother with her as a page, and they all went to the feast I had prepared, and he stayed behind, and he put his arms around me, and he kissed me, and I felt half asleep, shock.
And then he said, "This is your daughter and your son."
So, it was like a dream. He raised them secretly, I guess.
Walter's a monster. Weren't you angry? What did you do?
In all honesty, I fainted. And then I cried and I kissed the children.
Did you have any feelings for them?
Well, excuse me?
Did you have any feelings for your children?
Of course, they're my children. I love them.
So you forgave him and lived with him all these years.
He had suffered all those years.
And they dressed you again?
Oh, in fine clothes of gold.
You really are exceptional, Griselda.
I wish so. Had given me back my children.
Oh.